What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. And wow, can we say bloodbath Canon with the announcement of the RP or RIP, as of a lot of reviewers are claiming it to be dead on arrival. Now, there are a lot of things that are with this camera. I want to take a amateur look into what this means for vloggers and photographers. First of all, these are just my opinions, but I sort of see kind of a third angle, and just by the sound of the community and the loyalists to Canon. A lot of people are disappointed in Canon's new offering. You have a full frame camera, finally mirrorless, and it has all these drawbacks. Really, the drawbacks seem to be to the video aspect of the camera. Personally, I don't think that this particular camera was or is going to be that camera. I mean, you still have the 5D, you still got the 1DX, and these are their more flagship cameras. So what I'm thinking is that, within the 5D and the 1DX, those are going to be the ones to make the biggest transformation when it comes to the mirrorless offerings. So I think this is kind of a test, a little bit of a test to see what the community thinks. But in most regards, I do think Canon know what they're doing. Yes, we're not happy about the shortcomings of this camera, and everybody, it's like mirrorless, full frame, and finally, and it's like, why? It's because they're not gonna get rid of their cash cows. I think this whole R thing is just a new genre for people, say like me. I'm an amateur photographer that want to get into full frame. But I may not want to get into the video aspect of it. I just might want a regular camera. I just want to take pictures. I don't want to be boggled down by all these other features that come with video making. That's why I think Canon is gearing this particular camera towards newbies like myself and amateurs that are just trying to get an idea if they want to get into this with a full frame mirrorless, right? Because this is where we're going now. We're going mirrorless, and they're trying to offer up newbies who are not ready to dive into the thousands and thousands of dollars on these 5Ds and these 1DXs. I mean, these are top of the line cameras that come with a lot of offerings. So if you're really just trying to get into it, it's a thing where let me see if this is what I like. So I remember just getting into cameras and you got to figure out shutter speed and f-stops and ISOs and then the lenses, and then it's like composing. It's like, so I think with the new offering of the RP for photographers, without the extra fluff, I don't want to say fluff, just without the extra offerings of the video component, which when you start going through some of these menus, that alone becomes daunting and starts to feel like a manual. Even still, I don't even know everything to do with back there, and I'm going YouTube, what does this do, what does that do? So I'm still learning as an amateur, trying to piece all the pieces together. So we'll get into a little bit of what the bad has been. It's not friendly for vloggers as far as frame rates and stuff. When it comes to vloggers, everybody's talking about, the lack of 24 frames in HD. And if you don't really know what any of this stuff is, it'll come in time. A lot of this stuff, I didn't know what the heck 30 frames per second, 24 frames per second, 120, and then what to use each of these different modes for, which the RP doesn't have, and why every Vlogger seems to be really up in arms because they wanted this mirrorless camera to be that camera. If you use your crop sensor lenses, any of your crop sensor lenses, you lose the capability of HD throughout the whole entire shooting process. Doesn't matter what you're in. So you have, those particular things to not look forward to when getting this camera. If you're looking to get into photography, this is not the camera for you. But as a photographer, this might be an option that you want to pick up because it has the very angle screen, 3 inches screen display. You have ports for your headphone to hear and a microphone jack, which is cool. You have HDMI ports for, I guess, another screen. And you have a USB-C that you can use while you're actually taking photos or, taking the video of the little video options that you do have on the camera. You have 33 focusing points on the camera and 26 by 2 megapixels, Digic 8 processor, and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. And it's compact. And Canon has new lenses coming out for the RP as well. But I really think that this is really more a dedicated thing towards just photographers who are looking to get into the field of photography and full frame mirrorless photography, where you have, the likes of Sony's and the Nikons and other manufacturers that are just kind of throwing everything at you, right out the woodworks with all their offerings. But I think they are really saving the good stuff for either the next version of the 5D line and the 1DX line, their top tier cameras. I'm actually curious what they're going to do with the 7D line. I have the 7D Mark II. It's time for them to update to a 7D Mark III now. Could it be mirrorless 7D Mark III with a lot of the offerings of some of the higher end cameras as a crop sensor? I'm kind of partial to the crop sensor thing versus full frame. I kind of went crop sensor first, so this is where I am and this is what I want to explore and really dive into what the whole crop sensor thing is. And I bought lenses for a crop sensor, so I'm not ready to spend thousands of dollars on these other lenses just yet. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Canon doesn't end up like Kodak and they wisen up to yes, they have a cult following in a lot of photographers, but you can't keep playing the game. You can't keep playing the game. So I understand the frustration of photographers and vloggers. It's like, everybody gets excited and it's like, dude, like, why? Really? So I get that part, but I also understand that for amateurs and people who are wanting to get into it, if I'm just going to be a photographer, I really don't need any of the videography stuff. That's my take on this whole bloodbath. I think it's a great camera for photographers. It seems to be packed in with some nice features to get the shot. I mean, as a photographer, you're more concerned about getting the shot. You're not worrying about doing videos or some of the things that vloggers need to do, because we actually are focused on two fronts. You want to get great photos, but then we also want to take great videos. So this is where we want the best of both worlds, but the RP is not the best of both worlds. It's really for just one world, and it just seems like it's just for amateurs and newbies getting into photography. So that's my take on it. If you like this, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. I drop a new vlog every Thursday, or try to every Thursday. And let me know what you think in the comments. All right, so I will catch you on the next go around. All right, mosh posh. Peace.